First day yesterday, just, with our season being when it is, we only get 3 weeks to practice for the first game, so it puts you in a little bit of a bind. So first day of practice, we're out there inter-squadding and saw some really good things over there.
Were you able to do some individual work in the weeks leading up to that? Were you able to get outside of it? Some decent weather.
Yeah, we were outside for about 8 straight days, I think, and guys got to take some ground balls on turf and see some fly balls with the clouds in the background, which is pretty unusual for this time of the year. So weather-wise, we've been lucky so far.
It seemed like they've come back in the kind of mindset that you wanted.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we kind of control is their mindset. And this group needs to play with an edge and play like they're mad, and they need to be, because there was a whole group of people last year that told them they weren't good enough. So that's a pretty good sign going into this year that they're out to try and prove to a lot of people how good they are.
When I saw you in September over there at the ballpark, you said one day you and your assistants had sat down and made out lineups, and you all made out a different lineup. I mean, is it still kind of very much up in the air? A lot of
it is and it isn't. We've got our guys back from last year that have had some success, and we've added some guys to that. So we've got some pretty good depth in the lineup this year that we can interchange some guys and rest some guys when we need to. So pretty excited about the offense we're going to be able to put out there.
As far as some of the position play, who are some of the new guys that are going to have a chance to get into the mix this year?
Alec Manoa, the big kid from Miami, he's a two-way guy. Looks like he's going to be able to pitch and hit. Isaiah Kearns is a freshman right-handed pitcher that showed some promise. We got a little center fielder named Brandon White from Florida that can run a ball down in the outfield as good as anybody I've seen. So we've got some. We didn't need a lot with what we had coming back, but I think we've replaced what we lost and then some.
You hit Manoa. You didn't have him throw in the fall. I mean, is he back?
Yeah, he threw in a good bullpen on Friday, and he'll throw inter-squad here tomorrow. So he's got a big arm. He's a big kid with a big arm, and he's got a chance to have a great career here. So we're going to pick and choose his spots and limit his pitch count and protect him a little bit. But, over time, that kid's going to be a really good player.
If you were to play a position, what would it be?
It's first base.
First base.
Yeah. It's not second, third, or any outfield spot or catcher. It's first base.
Obviously, the move is to slide Ivan back behind the plate. And then who is your third baseman at this point?
We've tried a couple different things. Cole Austin has spent a little time over there, and he's got really good hands and likes it over there, so that might be a spot for him. But on days when Ivan doesn't catch, he can always go out there. He went out there last year literally on not having practiced there the whole time and looked like Brooks Robinson on some days. So he can always go out there. We can juggle that spot a little bit more than the others.
And how do you utilize Kyle Davis?
Kyle's he has really turned himself into a really good outfielder in left field. So he's going to stay out in left, and he's turned into a well-rounded player. Last couple of years it's been mostly offense. Defense was okay, but now he's, through his own work ethic and to his credit, he's rounded his game out pretty well.
What are you looking for out of Jimmy this year? Obviously last year, his first season, he played in the Big 12. It was very good for him.
Jimmy hit. He was probably the best shortstop in the league. Had the fewest errors of, I think, any shortstop in the Big 12, and ended up somewhere around 270, 280. So if Jimmy can just get a little better offensively every year he's here, by the time he leaves, he's got a chance to be as good a player that's played shortstop here.
Where is he strength-wise from where he was at the end of last season?
He constantly gets better. Jimmy's probably, when he's my age, he's still going to be skinny probably. He's just got that frame and that body type, but he works at it. He's getting a little bigger and a little stronger. He's gained 15 or 20 since he got on campus. And he got hurt and lost some weight and trying to put it back on. That's the part of Jimmy we need to shore up, is the nutrition and the sleep and what's going to make him strongest at the end of the year.
You got Jackson Kramer back, a senior who's played a lot of baseball for you the last couple of years. What are your expectations?
You know, he was the hottest, had to be one of the hottest hitters in the nation the second half last year. And I think a lot of it had to do with when that streak ended, you know, and nobody was asking him about it or talking about it. And he just went out and started hitting. You know, he could care less if he got a hit or not, and ended up getting a lot more because of it. So if he just relaxes and goes out and plays, he's that guy in our lineup that the other teams look at him and say, "God, is that guy still there?" Guy's been in their middle of their lineup for 3 straight years. So, yeah, he's got a chance to have a really good year for us if he just, you know, relaxes.
All right, you guys had used the long ball a couple years ago. Last season decided to play a little bit more small ball. Where are you right now in terms of kind of figuring out what your offense can do?
You know, we got a great mix. I think we got 4 or 5 guys that can hit double-digit homers on this team. And of the guys that don't, we got some guys that can still play small ball. The Jimmy Galuski and Cal Gray and new center fielder Brandon White can really run. So that's a really neat mix. You know, you look at Coastal Carolina last year, they won a national championship, and that's what they did. A bunch of guys hit a lot of homers, but they were the top 10 in the nation in sacrifice bunts too. So I think we have that type of team offensively that we're going to be able to do that.
On the flip side, your potential weekend starters, just initially?
Yeah, it looks like B.J. Myers and Michael Grove and Connor Dotson, three veteran guys that have been here. I call Grove a veteran just because he pitched so much down the stretch. But, yeah, those guys, you know, could be as good as anybody out there. So I feel pretty good about that. You know, early on when pitch counts aren't as high, you got to use a lot more people. But when those guys settle in and start doing their thing, they're all throwing pretty well right now, and I feel really good about flipping them the ball.
And then closer position, potentially?
Could be Alec Manoa, the big freshman from Florida. Could be Braden Zardniski, who had days that showed a high-level breaking ball, a swing and miss breaking ball, which, you know, at the back end, you got to have somebody that can swing and miss. So it could be a little bit by committee early on until somebody wins it, but we got a couple of capable guys back there.
Jed Jerker is going to be here tonight. I know he's over there sometimes in the off season. What can your guys learn from Jed and what he's accomplished?
You know, Jed he's not about the flash and the glamour, and he's just about being a great baseball player and getting his work in, and doesn't care to have a lot of notoriety. And, you know, these days with YouTube and internet stuff, kids love, you know, hype. And Jed's not that guy. He doesn't like hype. But at the same time, he had one of the best second halves in all of Major League Baseball last year. He is who he is. He's a quiet kid that goes about his business and works really hard. And he's got to be one of the best baseball players to ever wear the Mountaineer uniform, you know. And he's done it quietly. And he's just been a great Mountaineer. It's a great story to have a local kid who played youth baseball in town, and Legion baseball in town, and college baseball in town to end up being where he's at. So really, really proud of what he's accomplished.
He's had a great influence on Jimmy Galuski. Jimmy growing up being around Jed.
Yeah, he really has. I mean, since Jed left here, there hasn't been another player of that caliber until Jimmy came along. And I don't want to compare Jimmy to Jed. That's a little too big of shoes to put on him right now, but that's why we love Jimmy. That's why the fans love Jimmy, because he's the local product. And it's been a while since we've had one. So Jimmy's one of my favorites. He always will be, and one of the fan favorites. And he's the guy on the team that you root for to have success so much because he deserves it.